Well guys, welcome back to Wild Tine TV. As you can see, November treated us pretty good. Drake was able to fill his tag early November, and the Stevens boys did pretty good up in Michigan. But for the rest of us, Marcus, Gavin, and I, we've been hunting hard. This week's episode, we're going to take you to one of our better hunts from November. Marcus and Gavin had a couple action-packed hunts where they couldn't look up without seeing a new buck come in. And for me, I spent most of my November chasing a big 10-pointer around my home farm. Even though none of us were able to connect on any of those deer, we still had a pretty fun time. But let us know down in the comments if you had any luck this November. We'd love to hear. We'll jump into Marcus's hunt.
What's up, guys? It's November 5th. It's about 2 o'clock right now. I'm back at this 40-acre farm, and I just checked my camera. That's underneath the stand. We had about a 125-inch and then a small buck come in. I'm hoping that these stows move down this logging trail right at the bottom of this tree into this green field, and if a buck's on them, it'll give me an easy 20-yard shot. Well guys, it's about 5:30 now, and just had that little spike run across the field, just cruising.
What's up, guys? It's November 18th. It's like 4:15. I kind of had to put off my intro for a little bit because the sun was in my eyes too bad. But I'm in here on a big piece of property that I haven't hunted, and I only hunt it a couple times a year typically. I've only hunted it one time this year so far, and I saw an okay deer out in this field and another little buck cruise by me. But yesterday I came in here and checked my camera, had a couple decent bucks on it, and I actually moved my camera over here where I'm sitting, and I wanted to be sitting in this tree stand sometime this week. Well, I decided to come in here the following day, which is today, and I'm sitting there. I got this big cut bean field in front of me, and right smack dab in the middle of it, right where I am, got this big spillway that dumps into this big block of woods. And on each side of the spillway is about 100 yards of CRP that's all grown up. So it's a lot of bedding. I got the wind blowing directly in my face, so I'm hoping that bucks are cruising this edge kind of downwind from all the bedding.
Guys, we're at my home farm this afternoon. It's November 12th, and just had to switch it up a little bit. There's a lot of pressure over at my number one spot. They just got the beans off, and they were round baling all the roughage on the ground, so there's tractors in and out of there, cars in and out of there, so I thought I'd just give it a break. They should be out of there by this weekend, so I'll try to slip back in there. My hopes for tonight here at the farm is there's always a few bucks that just pop in and cruise around this time of year. You know, last year, it was either today or yesterday, we had a really big mainframe 8 crab claw cruising in here like during this week, and he might come back. I don't know if he's alive still or not, but it's always a few bucks to kind of do that. So might see some shooters. Really up in the air. I have no idea. Haven't checked cameras in a while. Well guys, it's November 13th, back in the saddle. We're sitting in the same spot I sat this morning the last night, back at the home farm. I seen that really good 10-point last night and this morning, and snuck out of here around 11 o'clock, and it's 2:30 now, and I'm just walking back in. And on my walk in, I took 5 steps into the woods and dropped to my hands and knees. I don't know how I saw him. I was just peeking over there, and I saw a flash of white, and it was his neck patch. And that big 10-point was bedded down, I want to say 70 yards from the base of my tree. So I dropped to my knees. I don't think he saw me. But I was making a little noise. But I knocked an arrow and let a couple grunts out. And by that point, he heard me and stood up and kind of trotted off. I just peeked over to my left. There's a doe out in the food plot right now. My hopes are he just follows one of these does out this way before dark. Yesterday I saw him twice. This morning I saw him once. I don't think he's leaving, even though that's the second time I bumped him.
see, I just had the Big Ten come by, and I had my bow in my hand. Ready to go. Walked by 46 yards. I didn't have time to range him. He was moving pretty fast. And he got out in the hayfield behind me and caught my wind.